For now, our dear viewers will go to for a direct telephone line from Dammam City with Mr. AbdulRahman AlRayyani. He's discussing a certain topic with some respectful guests. We'll see what is in you with Mr. AbdulRahman. Good morning, Mr. AbdulRahman, and it's your word.
Well, good morning, Ghazi, and good morning, Saima, in this wonderful day. Of course, as you can see, it's very shiny, and where the sun spells goes everywhere to our hearts, to our body, enlighten us for a very wonderful day and very wonderful future. Of course, as you mentioned, Ghazi, today we're having a very important issue. We are talking about a social issue. It's very important. It really has so many things to do with our life. With my distinguished guest, Mr. Mohammed Al-saleem. Good morning, Mr. Mohammed.
Morning.
How are you doing? Of course, Mr. Mohammed is an educational guy. He worked for more than 30 years in the field of teaching. He also has the Masters of Crime Prevention, and he raised 8 children, and now, mashallah, he's having also he's a grandfather for many children. How are you doing? How is today?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
Good. Of course, today we are talking about child abuse in our society. This is, as you know, a very important topic and very important issue. We have heard and we have noticed so many, stories in the last 3-4 months about children who are being abused anyway. For example, the last 2 weeks, I have seen a video for I don't know, he's a cousin of his, an uncle. He's punishing his some children, 4 children, as I guess. This video really made me like astonished. What is going on? Okay, you are just trying now to punish your kid for any reason. Do you have to just to view it, to show it, or to spread it on the internet? What is the impact on those children? What is going on? That is abnormal. This is irregular. What is going on? So what is our role here as parents to prevent those things? And this is the main reason for having this topic. So Mr. Mohammed, first of all, what is the definition for child abuse?
Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Alhamdulillah, we're still in a good shape. We're still okay as a society of Saudi Arabia. We don't have that much abuse, but we still have some.
Yes, of course.
And I would like to say that as far as we hold on with our Islamic legislation and Sharia of Islam,
yes,
which has had 6 or 5 resources, which is the Quran Kareem,
yes,
and the Sunnah, Al-Hadith, Al-Qiyas, all these 6 things are guiding us as we are holding it to have a better way of living. We could say that Sharia is protecting us from ourselves.
yes,
Protecting us from misbehaving or abusing whatever we are, teachers, father, labor, engineer, from abusing a child, because it enlight our life in everything in our life.
yes,
Education, looking after them, bring them up in all way of living. But we're still having, because this is life, and regarding to the different media which we are having, technical and computerized, and all these kind of channels.
yes,
It has its effect.
yeah, of course, of course. So when you talk about
we will talk about child abuse.
Okay,
It is an act or a behavior, okay, that annoying the child.
Yes,
In his annoying in his feeling, annoying him physically, annoying him
yes,
sexual,
Yes.
abuse, annoying him
Emotionally,
emotionally,
yeah, or mentally.
yeah, and this could be done by the same way as I did, in, add to that neglecting also.
Yes.
The father
child neglect,
or
yeah.
the teacher did not follow the right way how to get in with the child.
Okay, let's now focus and go more and watch this report, which is made by our colleague, our director, Noor Al-Brahim. So please stay tuned and stay watching our channel.
Something real this time as I'm slipping under. Tonight, I need a savior, 'cause it's not my time, it's not my time, it's not my time. Can't you feel the heartbeat? Someone's alive in here. Can't you hear the breathing? In the silence of tears, something's breaking. Under the gray, lifeless sky, time for an awakening. Every soul inside, I need a savior tonight. I need a savior, 'cause it's not my time, it's not my time, it's not my time, it's not my time. I need someone to listen, 'cause I'm screaming through the quiet. I can hear angels from the lowest depths of hell. I need a savior tonight. I need a savior, 'cause it's not my time, it's not my time, it's not my time, it's not my time.
Welcome back, dear viewers. As you have seen in this video, kind of abuse for our children. What we want is for them is to live in peace, is to feel life, the beauty of life, because as you know, they are the future. They are our future. How is that kind of impact on our children when they are being abused? Back to my guest, Mr. Mohammed Al-saleem. Physical abuse. How could we know, or how could you notice that this child is being abused?
Well, it's up to the to the way that he's being treated, whether by his parents or teacher or a group of students.
Yes.
In public place or at home or at school or in a market. Okay, so we can notice that there will be some marks in his face, or limping, or looking sad.
Yes.
Okay.
Being isolated in a way.
You know, he isolates himself.
Yes.
So on.
Burns also. We can say some burns in his face or in his body.
Yeah, burns.
We can say also he's being shy to take his clothes. If, for example, in a sport, in a physical training course at school. This takes us also to the role of of teachers, of the student guide or teachers at school. How could they discover those cases? How could they know those cases?
Being a teacher, I can notice by the behavior of the abused child, that he's not participate among the lesson or among the class. He's not participating, he's so quiet, and he might, take a corner in the class. So this is a symptom, if you could call it this way, or
not making
indications,
good grades. His absence.
Or evidence.
His absence, for example, for some
he
days.
sometimes goes being absent from lectures, from schools, from
He's also going late to school, going late. Or
also sometimes he come late to the school, or he doesn't like to go home.
Why he doesn't to go home?
Because there will be something, coming, will happen to him in the house.
He's afraid to go home.
Yeah, if he's being, in a house which is made from not his real parent, either his mother is dead or divorced, and he's being taken care of another lady, which is his mother and stepmother, or mother-in-law.
Okay, suppose, for example, you notice that, anyway, in a citizen, for example, you have noticed that a child is being abused, okay, for example, your relatives or your neighbors, how to report that? Do you have a law here? Do you have certain,
we have how to report it?
Yes,
First of all, you will try how to solve it.
Okay.
As a teacher, there is a special teacher in that school which looks after mentally and psychological problem with the student. If he's been reported by the teacher himself, I notice so-and-so, he's not being active, he's suffering from something. So this teacher will meet him alone and discuss, things with him if he could. If he did not success, he will go and ask for his father to come and see him at the school. He will tell him that your son is not participating. What are you doing with him in the house? You better do so-and-so, so-and-so. That's, this is, as to help the student to solve the problem. But reporting...
Yes. As a relative or the neighbor, for example.
Relative
or neighbor.
Yeah. Well, if he's being hurt or abused by other colleagues in the school, or by teacher or anybody else, or his parent, it could be reported to the police. But that is the last things, because the student may not want to raise his problem as much as to the police himself. So this is, I remember, some student have cases, being abused, and they have some problem because they have, they have committed cases outside the school. And we have an order from the educational department in Riyadh that any police coming to take any student for investigation or something like that, he shouldn't come in the police car. He shouldn't come with a police suit,
uniform,
dress uniform. Okay, he come in Saudi culture, and we take the student out of the class without letting anybody around him knowing that he's being asked by the police. That is to respect the student himself.
Yes.
To give him
feelings.
So he can accept it.
Yeah, good.
So this is good, in dealing, with the cases, like the police not to come with his uniform or something like that. So to let everybody know nothing
about the situation.
About the situation.
Abuse or something.
Also, we have to be careful if we are being in touch with their parents. We have to be, easy and tell him there is nothing that much or something like that. We don't want to tell the parents that we have the right to discuss some personal things, because they still consider it personals.
Yes, neglect is one of the types of child abuse.
Yeah.
How to describe it?
Neglect. I will start with the story that a 15 years old girl comes to her father because she had, sorry to say that, but it's you know, an example. She has got the period, which is bleeding, and she thinks that it was an illness. Why? Because her mother was neglecting
Her needs.
to tell her about she has grown, she will, one day she will grow up
Yes.
and she will have this as a matter of, you know, growing.
You mean mom should describe that to her
Aywa,
child?
but not in this only sense, in everything.
Yes.
Yani, like a harassment, how it's practiced by us, by others, the mother or the father should tell him that do not let anybody come closer to you.
Yes.
Okay? Do not sit in a lap of a person you don't know him.
They're very important.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially if he's too child and too young. Okay? Do not take gifts and things from people you don't know that much. Yeah, like sweet and a grocery or something like
Give
that.
him money, something.
Take money, you know. These people, they are not all bad, but do not take it.
Yeah, you should be, take care of them.
Yeah, to make him, to enlighten him how it might happen.
And to teach him or educate them how
To report it.
behave. How to behave.
Yeah, how
in
to
this
report
case,
it, how to get rid of such situation. If he's being harassed
Yes.
sexually, how to run away, to know his way, do not, to go and report it. Also, I want the child to be free to talk about what he complained with. He can't complain about it. Yes. Do not make barriers between the father, the mother, and the child. Let him speak about himself, any feeling.
Give him courage.
Yeah.
Give him,
Yeah,
feeling.
to let him complain.
Yes.
Some parents do not really
listen to their children.
Encourage their children to speak to them, to complain. They are, aparting them from their way of living.
Maybe you have noticed in the last 3 weeks that a child been abused. Maybe you remember that video that
the TV, I saw it on the TV
or media
on
also.
YouTube, yeah.
That in YouTube also, that child been abused by kind of a 20 years young man anyway here in the Eastern Province. Okay.
At the elevator.
In front of the elevator. So what is the problem? Where is the problem, and how to solve it for such child, for example?
Well, it's it depends on the way he was brought up, the child. As I told you earlier, that he should be informed of, how might be abused.
Yes,
okay, so they should tell him, like, if he comes from the school, from the bus right away to the flat or to the house or to the door. Okay,
but should be kept alone in this way.
Well, it depends on the situation of their family. The father might be at that time at home, or the mother, maybe she's working. Okay, maybe only the housemaid is waiting for them. Okay, but in that case, nothing except the student to tell the child to tell him that to be alert,
to shout. Say something.
To shout, to run away.
To call somebody. If
call somebody to knock at the door of next door. Okay.
Yes.
Because I saw him for about 3 or 2 minutes going and watch if there is anybody coming from the stairs and go back to the elevator. It takes a long time.
He's mentally, has some problem, a mental problem, as we know later on. So some, parents, I would say, I think can say some dads, keep their children alone in the car, okay, with nobody, with no kind of any protection. And then he maybe I have seen that maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and he went to a grocery or to a supermarket, and then he came back. Okay, the car was stolen and the child was inside. Okay, and these cases are not rare in our society. It happens always. So what prevention, what care, and what kind of regulation should we take? Procedures should be done. Okay, in these cases.
That's the same case?
Yeah, in the same case. Yeah.
Well, I think it's been brought up to the police.
Yes.
And I've heard that they have coped.
Yeah, it's been caught.
Yeah.
What kind of fear or impact on the child himself? Okay.
Maybe the child at that time was not, afraid, because he did not move, he did not run. He still believed that man is, giving him something or something like that. But alhamdulillah,
But do you think the father, or any case, for example, the father should be punished anyway? Should be at least being caught that you made a very great mistake that is very dangerous to a child? Blamed anyway?
Neglecting.
Yeah.
Is the main, well, it is the most reason for having abuse. Neglecting the child need. So he need for security at that time. His mother and father has neglected it. They think it's okay, it's safe. Alhamdulillah, we still, as I said, in a good shape. But it happened. I will tell you one story about a student being abused by a teacher. The teacher was teaching maths, and the student was from a rich family. And his father and mother were neglecting their child to follow him at the school. They never been attended to the father and teacher councils. They don't know about him, but the kids tell them that he is okay. You know what he did? The teacher persuaded him to take some money from him, and he will have the question for the test at the final test of the year. So the student being abused to have some money from the teacher, and the child himself abused his father to take some of money without being known. So, but anyway, the child being abused from both.
Yeah.
The father abused him by neglecting his situation.
His needs.
The teacher abused him by asking for money to have the test, so that the student will not depend on himself to get into the test. He knows that he will buy the question.
I don't know if he's a Saudi teacher.
So he become very weak in this subject. So because of being abused from both father and teacher.
I believe he's not a Saudi teacher anyway. Maybe he's, for example, a foreigner or something teacher.
Whatever. He has it happened, and I was the one who solved the case. I canceled the whole test on that day for the second intermediate school. I canceled it, and I create a group of maths teacher to do a new test, and I appointed a time for Riyadiyat, which is maths, the second day, because of that matter. And the teacher was punished and kicked out.
Okay, let me go further and ask
because we took the evidence. It was the answers was written by the teacher himself.
Okay. Let me go further and ask about a very important thing, which is, it's a culture of Saudis anyway. We tend sometimes to kiss, children, for example, in malls, or for example, in anyway outside, houses. Well, this is a regulation for law outside Saudi Arabia, for example, in USA or something. Okay, and you have been outside and you know that well. For example, if you tend to kiss a child outside, okay, you don't know him, or you're not related to him anyway, he's not one of your relatives, okay, that will may cause you to a big problem anyway outside. So have you noticed that we've been outside in, for the UK for 2 years, as you told me?
Yeah. You mean to kiss a child in
Yeah.
front in a public place?
Yeah, in a public place, yeah.
Well, I told you, you know, that's the parents should educate them not to accept kissing in the mouth.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Okay, touching his head, shaking hand,
Uh-huh.
okay, from unknown people to him. You got me?
I got the message,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about it's a behavior. Because we just tend to do that, okay, to show kindness to children anyway. You know that? We got the government to show kindness, for example.
As a father or a mother or a brother, holding a child is a protective thing. To tell him that you are very proud of him,
Yes.
you like him, you think that he's doing well, why not?
But child you don't know.
Yeah.
In a mall, for example.
No. I'm talking about my child.
Yes.
Your child.
Yes.
As a parent, we should have, you know, cuddle him, hug him.
Yes. This is very important.
As praying him from time to time. Also, verbally. You're great.
Encourage him,
You're
yeah.
something. Yeah.
I think that some
They like
fathers,
encouragement.
some father get used to say to call names for their children.
Nicknames.
Stupid, yeah.
Yeah,
Nicknames.
nicknames.
Stupid, nickelhead, something like that.
This is
very
bad.
Okay.
This is bad. Really bad.
Let me end something. For example, that has happened. Okay, the abuse has happened now. Okay, how to help the child, and how to get him back, or how to solve the problem.
What's problem exactly? Happened from other foreigner?
Yeah, from other foreigner, or from the father himself, from the parents themselves.
What? Kissed him?
Anyway, any kind of abuse.
He should stop it. The solution is the father should stop it.
What kind of treatment?
Stop it and give other treatment.
What kind of treatment should be given?
Praying.
Uh-huh.
Saying you are good, you are wonderful, I like what you have done. And
You mean praising him, giving him some kind of emotional needs? Okay.
Gifts, yeah.
Treating him with a kind of a specialist?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Also giving him a solution. What do you think? What's the solution yourself if you had made a mistake?
Yes.
You decide that you're solving the problem. What do you think as the child himself?
Well, dear viewers, we come to the end of this edition, part of our program of KSA Morning with my colleagues Saima Aziz and Ghazal Ataybi. Thanks for my guest, the congratulations Mr. Mohammed Al-saleem, and also thanks for our cameraman, my director Noor Al-Brahim. See you next week, inshallah, with another edition.
Inshallah, thank you Mr. AbdulRahman AlRayyani and your guest Mr. Mohammed Al-saleem for talking about the child abuse and how to know if the child is abused in a school. And you've covered many areas of the subject, and you've told us some of the stories that were in the media recently. Hopefully, inshallah, we know that there is high effort actually in fighting the abuse in general, especially child abuse in the kingdom. We know the percentages only a few people are doing such a thing, but still we're trying to make people aware to fight this bad habit or this bad issue. And inshallah, in the future, inshallah, we'll see a better society in this regards. Also now, as Mr. Muhammad mentioned, that anyone could go to the police or the court in order to solve but that would be the last choice, as he mentioned, not always the first choice, because it's a family matter, but usually should be the last choice to go to the police or to the court as well. Thank you, Mr. AbdulRahman AlRayyani.